Welcome in to your Valley Sports Plug. I am Chris Patrick. My goodness, it's Thursday. What are we doing streaming? It's the Hoop Dreams Fantasy Basketball Draft live. Yes, Valley Sports Plug has a fantasy basketball league similar to our Straight Ballin' Fantasy Football League. We had a brief hiatus last year, didn't do the league, but we're back at it again this year. Got some new faces. We're going to introduce you to the gang. Our draft is about to kick off here in about 8 minutes at 8:15. We'll also share with you a little bit of information about our league. But before we do that, joining me tonight is the one, the only, Mr. Michael Benjamin. What's up, sir?
Chris Patrick, I am so excited. Some would say I'm chomping at the bit for fantasy basketball and NBA basketball to restart once again. Like you said, didn't have a league last year. A little bit sad about it because this league is definitely over a decade. I want to say reaching to maybe 15 plus years, if I'm not mistaken. And I will say some dynasties have been created over the years. You and I have had multiple three-peats, I would say, right? I think I'm not mistaken on that. So I'm ready to hit the ground running again. You just won fantasy baseball. You're sitting pretty in fantasy football right now. And I got some work to do. And I think fantasy basketball is the perfect place to do that. But I'm ready to roll, man.
Yeah, I'm excited. Like you said, there success has followed us in fantasy basketball, and it's always you and I meeting in the playoffs, either in the finals or at some point, and knocking one another out. But I wouldn't have it any other way, Mike. Honestly, it's interesting though, because I feel like we're at another turning point in the league, a bit of a changing of the guard, if you will. So I'll be curious to see. Some of the older guys, especially in this era of what would you call it? Players resting, players load management. That's the term for it. That's what I was looking for. The load management of it all. But we might we'll probably chat about that. I mean, throughout the night, rib each other, of course, on the draft selections, and the other 8 members of our league, as well as one another, which we may be having a few roll in here, coming in and out as the stream goes on. This is just going to be kind of a free flowing, just kind of a hangout session. So you can see how we draft, if you have a draft coming up, or if you already drafted compared to what your team drafted, or give us advice. If you're hanging out in the chat right now with us live, let us know what you think, who we should draft. Looks like I am starting out with the second pick behind the other Mike's brother-in-law. And then Mike is behind me at 3, but we'll get into all that. Don't want to ramble too much. Mike, why don't we take a look at around the league and see who else we got?
Let's do it, man. I'm going to pull it up right now. And with that being said, at the same time, one of our other league mates, you guys know him, you love him. It's Ian. Ian, what's up, dude?
What's up, guys? Sorry I'm late.
Oh, you're good. You haven't
late,
missed,
man. I would say you're right on time.
Yeah, you haven't missed a dang thing, Chris. All right, so who do we got in the league this time? Lots of familiar faces to our league, but I think we got two new members this year. So excited to bring them on.
Yeah, let's see if I can even keep this straight, as these team names are rapidly developing, folks. We will maybe we'll do like a check-in on Past the Outlet. We'll add that segment throughout the season, just a quick little fantasy basketball check-in. But yeah, Mike, we have the squads here on the left side of the screen if you're watching on YouTube. We have Colin's swag team. That's Colin McClintock. He was a guest on Past the Outlet at one point in time. You can go back in the archives, check out that episode. He was a great guest. It was a great conversation. He is works for a friend, or at our friend. Would you call the YMCA a friend of Valley Sports Plug?
I would like to hope so, as I'm still affiliated with them. For sure, yeah. Lots of YMCA ties, not only for myself, but back in the day, Chris, you found yourself in those halls, not only as a member or a hooper, but as an employee too. So I'd love to think of them as our friends for sure.
Oh, most definitely. And I hope Colin joins us, because I did have a question for him unrelated to this. But anyway, irrelevant. You got the other team there, Flat Earth Theory. That is yours truly, Chris Patrick. That is my holdover team name. I'm one of these people that changes their team name frequently, can never seem to land on one or another. I think that's going to change though. In football, I've had consecutively the same team name a couple years ago, and so I think I'm going to try and find something and stick with it. But Flat Earth Theory was an homage to Kyrie Irving at the time. If anyone knows about him, him and his whole journey, if you would call it that. But then keeping pace here, we have Game Time Derision, and that is Mike Beck, brother-in-law of Michael Benjamin. So number 2, Michael. We have Kush and OJ Mayo. That is host of the my goodness, Valley of the Suplex. My goodness. Nico, of course, Nico. He was just on Heat Check, or I'm sorry, the Roundtable with us on Tuesday. Go back and watch that. Who else we got here? We got LeBoned. He's updated his team name already, but that's Matt, my brother. You've seen him on the streams a few times. Old Timers, that's our buddy Andrew. Has not yet made an appearance on the Valley Sports Plug Network, but maybe one day. Also, longtime Hooper though. Andrew knows ball. Andrew knows ball for sure. I think he's a Mavericks fan though. I could be wrong.
Spurs.
No, Spurs. That's right, Spurs.
Still a tough look though.
Good memory, Ian. Good memory. Who else we got here? So we got Senor Buckets. That is Mr. Benjamin. Do you want to give anybody insight on your name there, Mike?
Well, I am of Mexican descent. I'm half Mexican, so pretty much all of my team names kind of fall within those lines, right? My one league name for fantasy football is Chiquitos Poquitos. And then our main league that we have, I am El Mejor Hombre. And I kind of white it up a little bit because El Mejor Hombre is the incorrect way to say the best man. It has to be, it's supposed to be El Hombre Mejor, if you guys know Spanish a little bit, which I barely do. But so that's kind of where that lineage comes from. It's been so long since I've changed my name, Chris. It feels hard to at this point, but who knows? Maybe if anybody throws some good names in the chat, we'll take a look and see.
Yay! It's good to keep an open mind, but sometimes they say if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? So I'll be interested to see. Who else we got here? We have 6 Rings. That's Greg, again, friend of the show. Director of the YMCA, a guy we've been trying to nail down. We want to get him on Past the Outlet. Hopefully one of these days he'll come on.
We'll get him on soon, I promise.
We will. But love Greg. He was doing fantasy baseball with us as well, so expect to see his name around more frequently. We also have, of course, the 2021 Brooklyn Nets, which has been updated, I see here, to Ja Morant's gun. And that's Ian.
Yeah.
Ian, what was the decision there to switch the name?
So I was 2021 Brooklyn Nets because last season I auto drafted and I had Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden. This season, I'm going to try to not have that because that's not a good strategy at all. And I don't know. I saw that Cody has the drink that hit Ron Artest, and I was like, I like that. Like the idea of like funny props around NBA lore, so I just went with the first one I could think of, which was Ja Morant's gun.
Okay, I like that. I think I'll follow that logic then, because that's kind of what we did in fantasy baseball too, right? With the Nick Cage meteor, Nick Cage. But the draft is kicking off here. We ran out of time. The last team I think on there was
the drink that hit Ron Artest.
Oh, the drink that hit Ron Artest. That's VSP Tallman.
VSP Tallman. But since so we have our first pick coming up, which is, I believe, it might have already went off the board.
Yeah, Jokic.
Nikola Jokic. Wait, so that means I'm on the clock. I have to make this decision.
I'm 3rd, then Matt is 4th, Andrew's 5th, Greg is 6th, Ian is 7th, Colin is 8th, Nico is 9th, and then Tallman is 10th. And obviously we do a snake draft. And Chris, I will give the people a little bit of context as you look to make your pick here in regard to the kind of how our league breaks down. I know there's a lot of people who do categories, 9 cats, that kind of stuff. We've done that. I've done leagues like that in the past, but this league that we do here is head-to-head matchups, points based. So every major category has like a point value at the end of the day. So if we have a matchup where you go week by week in regard to who you're playing, and you got to get creative in this league, because sometimes you might have a heavy hitter like I'm about to with the MVP Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Good pick.
You have to kind of get creative in regards to, how you're stacking your lineup each week, because say Chris has Victor Wembanyama and I have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and we're matching up one week, and Victor only has 2 games that week, but Shai has 4. How does he stack his lineup and build it around that? But the points per stats that we have is field goals made, you get 1 point, free throws, a half a point, a 3-point shot is 1.5 points, points scored, you get half a point per each. And then offensive rebounds, you get 2 points. Defensive rebounds, you get 1. Assists, 1.5. Steals, 2 points. Block shots, 2 points. And then there's also some negatives that you can get. If guys turn over the ball, it's -2 points. Personal fouls is minus half a point. Times fouled out. So if anybody, and it's a double whammy. So personal times fouled out is -2 points. And if they get technical fouls, it's -2 for each tech. So be aware if you're thinking about drafting Draymond Green still. And then we also have kind of the loaded up stuff in regards to if a player gets a double-double, he gets 5 extra points. And then if he gets a triple-double, he gets 10. So I've loved doing the head-to-head matchups, Chris, for the years that we've done it. Like I said, I did a couple of years doing 9 categories as well. There's something fun about doing the matchups and really getting creative with your weekly work that you have to put into this league, to say the least. So, but Ian, you're coming up, man. What are you thinking here?
I was going to go with a big, but a lot of good bigs got taken. And the best one that I can see is Anthony Davis. And I don't like taking Anthony Davis because health is a concern. But the only other, my strategy would have to switch up completely if I take Cade.
Look at how many players here are already game time decision designation.
Well, probably a lot of that is because the Phoenix Suns finished up their preseason slate a little bit earlier than everybody else. Like the Lakers played tomorrow. So sounds like Luka's going to get the run tomorrow, but I'm sure a lot of these guys are still having those GTDs because they didn't play in the last game or the last 2 games before the NBA season kicks off next Wednesday. So it is something to keep a lookout on, right? You see Devin Booker right there, who the expert ranks at number 9. Awesome to see Book in the top 10, but he was a GTD. And did I just see him go off the board?
I think no,
he's still here.
No, he's still there.
Okay, Colin took Cade. I like that, man. After the Malik Beasley situation, it kind of screwed things up in regard to, I think, their team building for Detroit, but they're still going to be good a young team out of the East. The East is so up for grabs, it seems like, this year. But yeah, I guess let's throw out some general hypotheticals to you guys in regards to the NBA, as it literally is right around the corner. What are some teams that you're just kind of like, ooh, I'm intrigued, and I think this might be like the next type of leap? That this might be the year that you might see, a team that over the past couple of years you're not expecting to really kind of, make a run at maybe a conference championship.
For me, I'm curious to know what Ian has to say, but for me, one of the teams that immediately comes to mind is the Orlando Magic. I really like what they've started to do, and Paolo Banchero is only going to continue to make those steps forward. Franz Wagner has kind of started to come out and show that he's a guy who can put up 20 plus points a night and grab boards and kind of play that positionless style basketball. So I don't know, man. Something about Orlando basketball is a little nostalgic for me too, because I love Tracy McGrady and Shaq in the Penny Hardaway days. What about you, Ian? Is there any other team?
Yeah, it's funny. That was actually my first thought as well, was the Magic. But
Right.
In the same vein, I really like the Pistons. The season that Cade Cunningham put together is crazy for how young he is. So I really do think he's going to continue to grow in that direction. And I tell my friends that are Knicks fans that I think Jalen Brunson's better right now, but Cade's coming for that ass. He's going to be really, really good for a long time. And then Jaden Ivey, I think, is a sleeper. If he really puts a good season together, that team might be dangerous.
Yeah, I could totally see that. Mike, are there any teams in the West that you think will do better than they have in the recent past?
That's a great question, because when I really just sit and think about the Western Conference right now, I feel like it's going to be the usual suspects, right? I mean, you could talk about the usual suspects from just last year too. Yes, obviously, Houston Rockets got Kevin Durant, so there's going to be expectations there. The Los Angeles Clippers have basically every veteran in the NBA at this point, I feel like. But then those other teams that have really been, towards the bottom, I don't think they made enough of impact moves, or their teams are still too young, right? The Utah Jazz, Portland Trail Blazers, Sacramento Kings, New Orleans Pelicans, like those teams are still so far behind. I think the juggernauts, where maybe some surprises, Chris, I would say, is like I think the Golden State Warriors are going to be better than what we expect this year, even though they by far have like the oldest lineup in the league at this point. Um, I think the Denver Nuggets take a huge step up in getting Bruce Brown back and adding our old friend Cam Johnson as well. And then, Minnesota Timberwolves have made the conference finals the past 2 seasons. Does Anthony Edwards really just catapult himself into a top 3 player in this league? And when you start talking about guys being of the true upper echelon, you can never really count the playoff runs. So as far as maybe the one surprise, I would say out of the West this year, Chris, and it goes exactly back into what I was just talking about, which is one player being utterly dominant, is the San Antonio Spurs. I think this might be the year where they start to take the notch up. Maybe you see them with the 5th or 6th seed, maybe win a series, but start, getting into that next era of great Spurs basketball, especially with Wembanyama getting healthy and De'Aaron Fox being at the helm in the point guard position for a full season with those two. So that's the one team that I'm looking at. And of course, I'm a little nervous because whenever the Spurs are good, the Suns are always just a tick behind. But we know the Suns still have a way to go here.
Are you about to take James Harden?
No, I'm about to take LaMelo Ball.
Oh my God. Had me on the edge of my seat. I was like, does he know that his pick is coming up?
Oh, I knew it.
Yeah, I do think the Spurs are definitely going to be starting to enter, that window of being competitive. The way these picks are going is interesting. I think we have some guys that know ball potentially, because Evan Mobley was taken, according to Yahoo, 5 picks ahead. Ian reached a little bit on Sabonis, potentially 6 picks higher than that rank. So I think we have some guys that know ball, because like Ian mentioned, those big guys are not, a dime a dozen necessarily. I'm going to gamble that I can get the net. I'm going to do this.
Don't do what I think you're going to do.
Jalen Brunson.
What with Jalen Brunson?
It's safe. It's a safe choice.
He's pretty healthy, right?
Yeah. How is he 19th? How did he fall to 19th?
I don't know.
I'll take it.
He's consistent as hell.
That was exactly his X rank, though, or his expert rank.
But I think it kind of goes back into the style of our league, right?
Yeah.
Our bigger point guards, or guys who just are around the ball all the time, are just far and few between the guys that you need to go with. But Chris, I think you also talked about, like, you have to factor in guys with injury histories. Like, that's why I'm very happy you took Wembanyama, Chris, that I don't have to make that decision, because yes, that is a guy that 100% you shouldn't really second guess it, but there's always still concerns, right? He missed how many games last year? 30 plus games with his blood clot injuries.
Oh yeah.
And his taller frame, it's just always going to be an area for concern. But like, that's why these type of years, it's like, if you're looking at going for the Kawhis or the Paul Georges, or you can even see it here, James Harden is firmly sitting here waiting to be drafted at this point. Like, you got to build out your team first before you start adding those older guy pieces that basically have to sit back to backs on a consistent basis. That's why I'm still like, I'm still kind of nervous to take Giannis, especially nowadays. Especially now that Milwaukee, it's literally him. Like, yeah, they had Miles Turner, but
literally.
he's the guy, and they can't risk him missing any type of time frame, especially down towards the end of the season. And we know our league normally finishes up maybe like a week and a half before the NBA regular season does.
Something like that, yeah, towards the end.
If teams are clearly cemented into their spots, then you're sitting there waiting and hoping that, is Kawhi going to play on Friday? And I need him in the championship matchup. Like, you just don't want to put yourself in that kind of pickle nowadays with some of these guys.
Yeah, and that's like when you talk draft strategy, like it's curious to see what risks certain people are willing to take. Because like I won't touch LeBron James. Having LeBron James on your fantasy team in the year 2025 is unwise, because he does have the high ceiling of being able to put up 30 points or have a double-double or a triple-double and give you one night of a lot of points, but he's not going to play back-to-backs. He's not going to play even, I would say, Mike, what would you say the max number of games, especially given the injury? Like LeBron might play 55, 60 games this year.
If that, I mean, didn't they say he's going to miss the first 3 or 4 weeks?
Yeah, pretty sure.
I think, unfortunately, it's going to be just nagging
with sciatica, and that
right?
flares up. That's not something that's just going to go away.
Is he officially 40 yet?
I think so, question. Right?
Yeah,
isn't he 42?
Or am I heard he was like about to turn?
He's 40. So he'll turn 41 on December 30th.
Okay, so he's already 40, about to be 41. Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
dude,
Father Time is undefeated, guys. We know this, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, it's impressive that he's made it this far and been able to play at a high level for this long.
Being that good at 40 is crazy.
Yeah,
for sure.
Because think about like any other player that played at like a high level, like LeBron, that late in their career, like T-Mac, Vince Carter, Michael Jordan. Like Wizards, Michael Jordan was doo-doo. Vince Carter accepted that he was like a role player and came off the bench and like just 3'd you up.
But yeah, I mean, Wizards Michael Jordan was a shell of himself at that point, but he still came out and scored 50 points in a game.
Crazy.
Like, there's only a certain amount of guys who can do that, right? With LeBron, I got to ask you guys this question. I think not our last Pass the Outlet, or maybe the one before, we were doing kind of like our speculations in regard to LeBron James. And I had said that I think that this is his last season. And this was before, obviously, all the news with the sciatica, him missing the first month and that kind of stuff. Ian, do you think that this is LeBron James's final season that we have to watch him? Well, I say we have to watch him like it's like we're burdened.
Yeah, like it's a chore, yeah.
As stupid of a waste of time that the Decision 2.0 commercial was, I think that kind of thing gets birthed because he's thinking about retirement. Like, we all thought it was going to be his retirement announcement, but I don't think you come up with an idea like that unless you're like, it's already on the forefront of your mind. And then he was like, what if I just make a fucking tequila commercial or whatever it was with it? So yeah, I think it's close. If it's not the end of this season, it absolutely has to be the end of next season. He can't be going for much longer. But I also don't feel so confident saying that because, people were saying the same thing 10 years ago. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. It's like an uneasy yes. It is this last season.
It reminds me, Mike, of like what we saw with Tom Brady in his career. The last, like, it seemed like 5 years with the Patriots. It was constantly like, here comes the decline of Brady. Brady's fallen off, and then he would go out and win another championship, and then back to back. Like, now I don't know. LeBron's a little further than I think Brady was, if in that analogy, but I think he's getting close to the end. But Mike, for me, if I'm to answer that question, Is this last season? Absolutely not. Because he will let us know, and he wants a full retirement tour and loves the attention. And he's gonna want
Very
to
good point.
get on the mic in every city he's in and say, "I love you, Phoenix. I always love playing here."
That is such a good point, Chris.
It's
That is such a
100%
good
true.
point. I do like that you brought up kind of the comparison to Tom Brady, though, because if you think about it, when Tom hung it up and then ended up coming back to Tampa, he was still in relatively good health. You know, like he didn't have true like nagging injuries. You know, the TB12 method was really keeping him in tip-top shape as much as you could be as an early 40-year-old man. But the one thing that concerns me for LeBron James, and we've started to see it, is those lingering injuries. And it's not just this first one to start this year, but over the previous couple of seasons. I think LeBron is, you know, he's going to run his body so ragged to the point where when he does call it quits, I think there's not going to be a chance of a Michael Jordan repeat, right? You know, he's not going to sit 1 year and then come back to Cleveland. Like it'll be done, and it'll probably be, for the most part, done because like his body literally just can't take it anymore. But I don't know. We'll see. I got to think about this pick now.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say decisions to make here, Mike, and your decisions will impact my decisions.
You know, I like Dyson Daniels. Like I said, Atlanta, I think is going to be, well, I don't know if I said it right now, but I think Atlanta is going to be one of the better teams in the East this year. Dyson Daniels, did he win Defensive Player of the Year last year? Or he was a defensive first team player for sure.
Finalist at least.
Yeah. But I like him. I like him a lot. I see, man, the fall for grace from some of these guys. Joel Embiid is almost 50.
Oh, it's crazy. Kawhi Leonard.
Like, I think that's crazy. I'm going Zubac here, guys. Am I crazy?
You going Zoo? You guys went Zoo?
I went Zoo.
Oh man.
I think the Clippers are going to be one of those teams where we're going to hate that they're going to be good. Unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy because I have not great decisions to make here because Jamal Murray is kind of injury prone guy, Zion Williamson injury prone guy, Jimmy Butler injury prone guy, De'Aaron Fox currently injured, also the teammate of my not number one pick, but my first round pick.
You don't want to stack?
I guess it doesn't really matter as much, you know, because it's a week to week thing.
You got Austin Reeves sitting there; he could feast full season next to Luka.
Yeah,
it's a catch and shoot chance, I think.
Sorry, I got to go vomit real quick.
Yeah, I do like that. Mike, you're gonna vomit for this pick. I took Zion Williamson.
Oof.
I think he's been banged up a lot. He's a lot more unreliable than Jamal Murray, but again, a guy with a lot of upside. So I think I'm gambling a little bit with my team this year. With like Wemby, I'm already gambling, so I'm like, all right, let's just go all the chips. I just pushed all the chips in.
Yep.
Supposed to be healthier than ever, so it makes sense.
Oh, that's good. I mean, getting him in this range, I think, like I said, don't second guess some of your picks, Chris. There's a reason that you and I have been consistently going head to head in those championships over the years, but I just wonder, like, what are the next steps for Zion Williamson? You know what I'm saying? He came into the league with such a bang. At this point, now it's like, is there truly hope for him to bring any kind of consistent winning to New Orleans, or is it kind of a new scenario where his course is kind of run the time frame out there, and he needs to find a new home and be paired up with another superstar if he's going to really see any kind of playoff success? Because right now he has 0 playoff wins, or 0 playoff series wins, I'm pretty sure, right?
I don't know if he's ever been in the playoffs.
They did. The Suns played them that year when they lost to the Dallas Mavericks. Then did they play them the next season? And I know they played the Warriors 1 year as well, but he's just been so in and out consistently there. Oh, Chris, you went Dyson. All right, there you go.
You talked me into it. I was like,
go.
I don't know. anything about this guy, honestly, with I'm being honest.
He's going to get you a lot of steals, man. He will get you a lot of steals. You know what? Okay, what's De'Aaron Fox's issue here? Does anybody know?
I have no idea.
I was just reading. He had finger surgery the end of last year, and I don't know if that's still lingering. It doesn't sound like he's going to miss a lot of time, but there are also concerns of him sharing the backcourt with Stephon Castle, who also needs a good amount of load. But I think there's plenty of love to go around and assists to be had. Just tossing the ball into Wemby.
Yes. So see, this is where I start kind of taking. He's going to obviously come back. This is where I start taking those chances because I already have a solid backcourt right now with Gilgeous, Alexander, and LaMelo Ball. So no issues taking De'Aaron Fox right there, even if he does miss a little bit of time to start the season. No issues.
Yeah, the thought crossed my mind. I was like so close to it because you draft him, you stash him in the injury slot, and you can pick up another guy on the waiver wire, give him a shot. We've done 8. I think we've done. Is this the first time we've done 10 teams, or we've done 10 in the past?
I feel like it's been a while.
Been a little bit though. It's normally like 8.
We normally stick around 8, right, Ian? Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm wondering. We even talked about going to 12, but there were concerns about the player pool kind of thinning out a bit too much. So even at 10, though, I'm going to be curious to see post-draft what kind of talent is left on that waiver wire, because that's where I feel like that's where leagues are really won or lost, truly.
Oh, 100%. I mean, if you start talking about 12-man leagues, Chris, that's where, I'm keeping a truly keen eye on the Phoenix Suns and seeing if, Kaman Malawach is a guy that I'm going to have to get and see if he's going to get minutes, or Nick Richards, because the pool runs so dry at that point. And then maybe if, Jordan Goodwin has kind of started to cement himself as a solid backup, and, he had a great preseason. I think he averaged around 14, 15. He had 19 plus points in multiple games. So I'm like, he's going to keep loading it up.
Yeah.
I'm going to add him to my roster and see if he finds a way to stay consistent and then get playing time over some of these guys, right? Because that's
son of a bitch. Sorry.
Did you miss
Denny? You wanted Denny?
You wanted Denny?
I really wanted Denny. I wanted it.
That would have been a good pick.
Gets that many rebounds. Yeah, I had my eyes all over him.
Well, Mike, I was gonna say, you think that's bad? There are sickos out there that I've been seeing the past couple days that do like 30-team dynasty leagues in basketball.
So then you're sitting there only drafting rookies, right?
Yeah, basically, and like your whole team is like, because I mean, there's 30 NBA teams, right? So your bench players are literally guys that are never even going to see the court, and you're just hoping, like, I don't know, maybe they pan out at some point in their career.
Yeah, and we'll give a shout out to our old friend Chevin Nooney, formerly of Dynasty Rewind. I still will never forget when we asked him how many teams he was playing or fantasy leagues he was doing just for football. And didn't he say it was like double digits? It was like between 10 and 12 teams.
Something like that.
And he had one of those teams where I think they were drafting college guys, right? Like they hadn't even made it to the league or something.
He called it what was it? It was like from something to Canton, from campus to Canton. And it was literally they would have players, they would draft college guys. I don't even know how does the score, I don't remember. Did the scoring integrate? Like
I don't know. I can't remember. I got to ask Chevin and see exactly what that is. But so that's one thing. Like, I'm not willing, nor am I that in depth where I'm trying to pick guys from, the G League Ignite team. So even if we're doing dynasty, I still feel like that's kind of rough. But I mean, crap, you could probably say that we could do something like that just with the amount of years that we've been doing this league and the consistent guys that stay within this league. But I think there's something special about resetting every year. Fantasy football, I do love that we have one keeper. Maybe we do a keeper for basketball in the future or something like that too. But resetting, seeing where guys move, because that's the biggest thing in basketball. The upper echelon guys will stick around for a couple of years, but all of these smaller level players that need to make impacts for different teams and can make impacts for your fantasy basketball team are changing over year and over year. It seems like, I think did he go? He just went off the board. Like Brandon Ingram is in Toronto nowadays. I don't
Damn,
think
I didn't
Toronto's
even
going to
know
be a
that.
good team, but Brandon Ingram is still going to be a solid fantasy basketball product, especially being taken with the 49th pick, because you think about him still filling up the stat sheets in multiple categories. So, man, I'm so happy we're back, Chris, to say the least. I'm so happy we're back.
Yeah, man. It's I love it. I love it. And it's crazy like to see the guys that were normally being drafted as first round picks. Like Joel Embiid was like a number 1 overall pick in the recent past. And now such a fall from grace. He's in the 5th round, like sliding. We're on the 53rd pick. And you have nobody even wants to touch Jimmy Butler. He played good at the end of last season.
Yeah, I don't think I would mind taking Jimmy at this point.
But he played 55 games.
Yeah, see, that's the issue, and that Warriors team is old, but he's clearly cemented as their second option behind Steph.
Oh,
So those are the things you always have to keep in mind as well, too. It's like, how many times are these guys going to have opportunities to make plays on both sides of the basketball? We know Jimmy Butler at times can be a double machine, and he's still a decent defender at 35 years old. He's going to get you blocks and steals on a consistent basis. But yeah, I think that's why he'll still sit around, probably maybe for one more round, if that. Maybe just a couple of picks. Do we have anybody who's auto drafting? We don't. Everybody's in here. So
that's awesome. You love to see.
Yeah, I do like that. It makes it a lot more interesting. And it's funny to see people avoiding Jimmy Butler like the fucking plague right now. But yeah, I did want to
like the Warriors. Well, okay, no, that before you go, Chris, let me throw this question out.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever kind of factor in like teams or players that you hate? And we'll just like, I will not pick anybody from this team, or like I will never pick this guy, even though, you know, there's guys on my list like that, but if they're available in fantasy basketball, I'm taking them because they're going to get you the points you need to win, right?
Yeah, I think subconsciously I kind of do that a little bit in fantasy baseball more than anything. I don't like having Dodgers on my team. But yeah, I'm with you. I like in basketball, I can put that aside, and like if you're good enough, because there's players I kind of hate, but if like like I would say I kind of hate Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, but he's really good, and I was on the fence about taking him or Wemby, and I gambled with Wemby because he brings, you know, blocks and rebounds, which will be sexy. But Shai also could get a triple double, so you never know.
Yeah, I can say I do the same thing with the Sixers. Like, you had Embiid on your screen for a long time. He's falling and will probably fall low enough where, like, at a certain point, he might be a good stash. But I won't touch him. Same thing with Maxey too. There's just so many other guards I'd rather have, but at the end of the day, there's an undercurrent of it being that I just don't like the Sixers or most teams from Philadelphia.
Right. Now, guys, I'm going to go with a guy that, you know, Ian, I always feel bad every time Jared Allen has success, because I do remember those times in Brooklyn where he showed really great glimpses, and then that's
my boy. I love Jared Allen.
He's seen some great success in Cleveland, and yes, Evan Mobley is the clear-cut number one guy, but the pairing of them two together is just so good for that team. We saw it last year. Obviously, didn't come to fruition against the Indiana Pacers, but the Pacers were on a collision course with destiny, it seemed like, until Tyrese Halliburton tore his Achilles. But Jared Allen, you know, we talk about the scoring stats within this league. He's going to get me so many boards. He's going to get me so many blocks, which are multiple point categories. Absolutely. Almost every year I'm trying to get Jared Allen on my team. I don't know about you guys. He's just one of those guys for me.
I'd pick him if he's there for sure. Absolutely. But I totally get why you're picking him. Love me some Jared Allen.
And just like that, I have too many centers.
Do you? Wait, let's see.
And this is perfect time, because I was gonna clown on VSP Tallman for a second, because he texted in to let us know that he drafted James Harden and Kawhi Leonard.
Oh, I saw that. We were
Nice.
trying to give him some grace, but
no, roast him. Roast him.
I do think we know who might be, smelling around last place most of the season.
Mhm.
But wait, Chris, so where are you again? Oh, you're Flat Earth Theory.
Yep.
Oh, you got yeah. Oh, that Vooch pick, Chris. I don't know if he's a guy that I'm looking to add anymore nowadays.
So I think that he will still be able to get a good amount of rebounds, score some points. I think he could be a trade target because the Bulls don't know what they're doing. The Bulls don't know what they're fucking doing, and centers are not a dime a dozen. So a team might be out there looking to improve the center position. Now I don't know if that'll help him or hurt him necessarily. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like Brandon Miller. I didn't want Embiid there.
There's a lot. See, this is where we start getting into more of the question marks, right?
Yep.
Brandon Miller, I was looking at him, but I don't want to stack him with LaMelo, especially if both of them, like they both have been injury prone to start their careers, obviously. Brandon Miller just had surgery, if I'm not mistaken, in January. Yeah. Right wrist. So he should be fine. He should be good to go, and he's going to get you points. But when does he go down again? Because he's been hurt, I think, the first 2 of his years. DeMar DeRozan. See, do we give away the secrets too, Chris, as well, in regard to putting together your lineups? Because if you see here, like each week you have, or each day you have point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, and a center, and then a utility. Obviously, utility can be any position. Word to the wise for some guys in this league is like, be careful about pinpointing your picks to only guys who are like a power forward. Or, if you're leaning more towards one guy and one guy has designations of 2 over 1, I'm always taking that 2 guy, because then you can flip your roster throughout the week as you need to, and they fill more slots. I hate that I gave away that information, but let's stay competitive this year, gentlemen.
Yeah, and it's funny because it's always like the guys that are just it's typically like just centers or just point guards, and then like the forwards are always either like a small forward or a power forward or a shooting guard or small forward. So I do agree that it is a good idea to diversify the position availability a bit.
Yeah. Ian, you looking at Michael Porter Jr. at all?
No. I mean, I understand why you would. He's gonna score a lot of points. He's gonna hit a lot of spot up threes this season, but I don't see him doing much else. And at a certain point, there's a really good chance he gets traded at the deadline and gets put into a smaller role than he'll have in Brooklyn. So that's kind of what I'm thinking with him. Like, I've heard people say insane shit like he's going to compete with a scoring title. I don't know if he's going to go that far, but he might be like a 20-point average guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are your haven't done enough research just yet. We're going to do Pass the Outlet next week for our NBA preview, but what are the expectations in Brooklyn this year? Because I know there's a lot of new faces. I was seeing like 3 or 4 of your starting lineup guys are new guys from last year, right?
Yeah, we broke a record by drafting 5 rookies. Which, hang on, I need a guard real quick. Who are we going with?
Might I suggest Emmanuel Quigley?
No, you may not. I'm going to go with Mikhail. Where was I? Oh, yeah. So 5 rookies. All of them are primary ball handling playmakers. So it's going to be a lot of passing the ball, not a lot of scoring. And it's really just a year. You could call it a tank year, depending on who you ask. The front office and the GM and owner, they're all going to say it's a tanking season because they have another high pick. But if you ask Jordi Fernandez, it's never a tanking season, and he's going to try to compete and win as many games as he can. And that's important for the system that he's trying to grow, and he wants to build a winning culture, and you do that by starting day one. So I kind of get the logic there. I could imagine them being like probably no more than like 25 wins on the season. I think they're going to win a lot of games that they shouldn't. It's going to be a lot of they're going to be a big trap game team.
I could see that. How do you feel about Jordy Fernandez? I don't think a lot of people know much about him.
Yeah, so his plan is to run a playbook that's very similar to what the Pacers did last season, where they're moving the ball at a pace where no one's holding the ball for more than half a second, and it's just constant motion. And I think a lot of the league is going to go that way soon too. So it's good to have someone that's doing it now before the teams that are competitive now have that chance to rebuild and actually structure around it. Like the Knicks aren't going to get there for a while, for example, or the Suns aren't going to get there for a while. So while these teams are still doing what they're doing now, we kind of have a crude way of putting it as a head start, I would say.
Well, I mean, I feel like the Phoenix Suns and the Brooklyn Nets are going to be in the same kind of boat for this year to a certain extent. Speaking of, looks like VSP Tallman just took Jalen Green.
He did. Wow.
The guy who is never injured and has now re-aggravated a hamstring that's going to keep him out probably the first 5 to 7 games of the season, I would say, at this point, because they're not going to want to rush him back at all. But I will say, Ian, I think you took a great pick here at 67 with Mikal Bridges. We know him. We love him. And then another back-to-back guy who might be in conversations for six man of the year, I would say, in Josh Hart. I think there are really high hopes coming out of the New York Knicks ball club this year. Like we talked about with the East being so wide open, would not be surprised to see them in the Eastern Conference Finals again this year and get over the hump. So they're going to be a tough team.
Mike, as I'm trying to think, look ahead here at who's going to be available when our picks are coming up here. It's just a lot of bleh. I don't want DeMar DeRozan. I don't want DeAndre Ayton. I don't want Paul George.
Yes, Ian. Ian got his guy, Cam Thomas, off the board. Chris, yeah, I'm with you. I mean, and even some of these guys that are still in the expert rankings, above 70 that are sitting around here, like DeAndre Ayton, nobody.
No, thank you.
Nobody wants him. Greg just took Cameron Johnson. Love it. Andrew just took Isaiah Hartenstein. I love that pick too this late as well.
That's a good one.
Isaiah Hartenstein was a truly key piece acquisition for the Oklahoma City Thunder this past year to go alongside with Chet and all their firepower. Yeah, but I don't know, Chris. I start looking at some of these guys like Tyler Hero. He's going to be in play to get a massive extension coming up here. Is that even, does Miami want to truly do that? Jordan Poole has already found himself in a new situation after leaving Washington and the mess that's been going on over there. And we already touched on it. Paul George, oh God, how many games is Paul George going to play this year? But this is where we get creative, gentlemen. And it starts right here with me. So DeMar, I think the Kings are going to be really bad this year, guys. You saw Keegan Murray get that 5-year, $140 million extension.
Yeah.
Was that yesterday or was that today?
Yes.
Everything blends together. But
yeah, I think it was yesterday.
I don't know what they're trying to do. I don't know what they're trying to build over there.
Yeah.
Emmanuel Quickly is a guy that has been a waiver wire guy for me for many years, where he finds himself on the team for 2 weeks and then he's gone before you can even snap your fingers.
Yep.
I already have enough centers, so obviously not looking at DA. I already have enough point guards. I need to start building my small forward position. And if I'm not mistaken, oh God, did I lose him? I think I lost him. Oh no. Oh no. Where'd he go? Did I just have DeMar DeRozan picked for me?
You just got DeMar DeRozan.
After all that.
That's totally fine. I said I needed small forward, right? There we go.
Yeah. Well, tell me who you were going to take so I can take him.
I was going to take, actually, he was taken right before.
Oh, Shaedon Sharpe.
Shaedon Sharpe. That was my pick.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay. So how do you guys feel about Christian Braun? Is he really going to get minutes like that?
He's a key contributor. Like, he's played himself into a guy that's going to play 20 plus minutes a night for the Nuggets he's a champion, right? He was a big piece of that team. But I mean, he averaged 33.9 minutes last year, 15.4 points.
That's fair.
Shot 39% from the three, 5.2 rebounds. I think Cam Johnson coming in might take a little bit of his minutes away, but honestly, Chris, not that much. Like, he's a guy who is clearly cemented within his role with the Denver Nuggets. So yeah, I think that's a good pick.
That's fair. And he can and if you think about over the course of the season, things that could happen. Jamal Murray goes down. Who has to pick up a little bit of that slack. I know Christian Braun is not a point guard necessarily, but if you have to move over one of the twos, to help out with more guard play. I don't know the full makeup of the Nuggets roster, but I needed a forward, and he fills that availability. So I'll take it. I'm sure there'll be a guy. It always happens where there's a guy that, like, way down in like the 10th round where you're like, wow, I did not think he would be available here.
Right. Oh, 100%. That's going to happen quickly, I feel like.
It just took Walker Kessler, and I was actually just thinking that about him. I couldn't believe he was still available.
Yeah, this late, not a bad pick whatsoever. I feel like Walker Kessler, though, is getting frustrated with the situation in Utah, and I totally understand. They've, ever since the Donovan Mitchell era ended, they have been just living in below mediocrity. And I do like Ace Bailey. A lot of people, I don't know if you guys have been seeing, a lot of people are very, very high on him. And he's already starting this year with tendonitis in both of his knees. So good luck with that. But, it's like Lauri Markkanen and who else? I feel like there's been opportunities for Walker Kessler to truly, like, stamp himself as one of these, like, I'd say top 8, stretching to top 5 centers in the league. And he still hasn't done that yet. He is super young, but Utah is just... They're not a winning franchise right now, and I don't know if it's going to happen anytime soon.
Mike, we don't like Tyler Hero, do we?
I don't think we mind Tyler Hero. What's his injury diagnosis?
He's projected to only play 52 games.
Oh yeah, they're saying it's unclear when he'll make his season debut. Unless you really want to stash him deep. I don't know if you want to use capital yet.
I already have a stash, but I think technically we get 2 injury slots. Anyway, I gotta make a decision quicker.
How do we feel about Mark Williams? Suns fan. Hey, Suns fans.
You asking us, the Suns fans, over here?
Oh, let's see. Yahoo projects him to play 60 games. I think he'll play maybe 50, 45, 50.
Gross. We don't like that.
Yeah, he's just like a young guy that's super injured already. So he's like, I don't want to say he's like Greg Oden bad, but like, I don't know. We haven't seen him yet. I guess we don't really know what we're gonna get in Mark Williams. But he was the guy. I don't know if you remember this, Ian. He's the guy who failed the physical for the trade to the Lakers.
Oh, okay.
He was literally traded to the Lakers and failed a physical. Like, I had never heard of. I thought like physicals were just like. I thought they just said that. I didn't think they actually performed a physical.
Yeah, it was right around the time when they traded Luka, right? Because they had kind of moved some pieces around and they needed a big man. Obviously, they had traded Anthony Davis. So they were going to trade, I think, Dalton Connect, somebody else. And then who else were they going to trade?
I don't know about hard launch. Welcome to the stream, Nico.
What up?
Yo,
guys.
Chris, how about we try let's try this view. How about we do this one? I set this one up. Put everybody on the bottom.
Ooh, be some power bottoms for a little bit.
And then I think I got this too. We'll switch it up.
Nice. I like it. It's different, you know?
Neeks, how's it looking so far? How are you liking your team, man?
I don't know. I got dealt that tough hand, man. The back end of the draft is always a tough place to draft. Find myself taking some risks on maybe some day-to-days and guys that are injury prone, but that's what you got to do.
Yeah, I was talking to Chris beforehand because he had the second pick. I had the third pick. And I'm like, the premier spot, I feel like, is the fourth spot, sitting right there in the fourth, because you're going to be able to get one of the top 5 guys, and then the turnarounds aren't as fast, or aren't as long, waiting. I don't love being smack dab in the middle at 5, because I like having some shorter turnarounds, So 4 is always that just like premier spot to be picking in snake drafts for sure. But who's your, like, out of the guys you've taken so far, who's like the number one standout that you're like, oh, this is going to be a guy that's going to have a big year for me?
I thought getting Bam at 29 was kind of a steal, to be real with you. He's just a walking double-double. I got to go with Book, though. That's who I drafted first. I had him in my queue before the draft even started because I knew I would not be able to attend the very beginning of the draft. So this is a big bounce back year for Book, man. We got to see a lot of stuff from Book this year. So I'm doing the old Michael Partel and hedging my bets on the Arizona athlete that has something to prove. Hopefully he doesn't Kyler Murray,
Yeah, both of my fantasy football leagues are in turmoil because I lived or died, like I said, with Kyler Murray, and I am currently dying with him. So just like the Arizona Cardinals. But Ian, I got to answer your question. You asked about Mark Williams. Yeah. I'm very excited to get Mark Williams into the fold because he is truly your prototypical big man with true, like, freaky athleticism. He showed it within all of his time frame that he did get on the floor with the Charlotte Hornets. That's the big thing. His availability, right? To start this year, he has not played in the preseason. He did start doing 5-on-5 drills. I want to say I think it was Tuesday, right? It was our last preseason game. So we got the report that he started doing that. So he's close, but it was, he's been out with a non-disclosed injury. So there's a reason the Suns went and picked Kaman Malawach with the 10th overall pick. He's going to be a project. And then they made that trade on draft night for Mark Williams, because in the meantime, you need a guy who's kind of cemented himself within his time frame of playing to be a good center in this league who can produce at double-double levels consistently. But you always still got to be just worrisome with his injuries. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see how he performs this year for sure.
Makes sense. Do you think there's a chance this year Malawach overperforms and it hurts Mark Williams' usage?
I will let anybody else answer that. And then maybe I'll answer that.
I think my perspective and from what I've heard, obviously I don't have any great insight, but it sounds like the intention is gonna be to kind of slow roll Malawach, and you have Williams and you have oh shit, guys, help me out. Who's the other guy?
Nick Richards.
Yeah. So you got those two guys, and then Malawach will probably be the third. Now, those two guys, Richards and Williams, both have injury histories. So kind of expect that at some point one of those guys is going to go out. All that to say is I think it's unlikely, but not impossible. I don't think that's their plan, but if one of those guys goes out and he has to step in and take on significant minutes, we could see him flash. But I think with as young as he is, he's like 20 years old, 19, 20 years old. I think they have more of like a long-term vision for him.
That makes sense.
Yeah, 100%. Because Mark Williams is still on a decent contract, if I'm not mistaken. So
yeah, it's pretty funny.
It's more of a long-term play with Malawach, but you get excited for what he did, just 2 days ago against the Lakers. Granted, yes, it's preseason, not all the pieces are out there, but he was solid. I think he had 17 and 8, made a 3, shot pretty good from the field, had some crazy blocks. Like, he's a project, but it's good. It's a great start, and you got some capable guys who have, didn't put the Suns. When you talk about Nick Richards, obviously didn't put the Suns over the mark to be successful in a playoff push last year, but they're competent enough to be out there to play 20 plus minutes and not hurt this team. I would say, right? Like, Nico, Chris, am I not wrong with that? Like, specifically in regards to Nick Richards, who at the end of the day, I still think is like a trade piece. I wouldn't be surprised if Malawach starts to really overperform. We could see him gone before the end of the trade deadline, so we can start garnering back some picks and pieces and whatnot. So, but I don't know. What do you guys think?
I'll let Nico take that. Sorry, my bad.
No, you're good. You're good. I think Nick Richards is definitely the trade piece in the whole thing. If Malawach does progress like how we would like him to, I think Ian kind of hit it on the head. There's every chance that dude is starting at the 5, halfway through the year if we see what's necessary to be seen. But I'm perfectly fine with us moving Nick Richards at any given point this season, as long as it improves bench depth in any position that isn't called center.
Yeah, that's fair. I guess we'll take what we can get. I wanted to ask your guys' opinion, and Mike, I guess more you. So, what do you think of these guys? Because 2024 draft class was admittedly a disappointing one. That was the Bronny James draft class, was probably the most notable pick in that draft, without having it in front of me. But the top 2 picks in that draft, Alex Starr and Zachary Richesher, or however you say it, are guys you don't really hear talked about, and it's kind of weird for a number 1, number 2 overall pick, respectively. I guess 2-part question. 1, do you think that's because they're foreign players? A lot of guys just don't really know about them. And then 2, what is your opinion about them? As you have to draft a player and answer that question and unmute yourself.
You're on mute, Mike.
I was about to say Alex Sarr is with the Wizards,
Yeah.
right? And then Richesher, I know he was the first overall pick by the Atlanta Hawks, who kind of miraculously won that pick. It was truly one of those situations where I don't think it's necessarily because they were foreigners, Chris. I think it was just because over the past couple of years in the NBA, these like number 1 high level ranked guys have been so transcendent to the point where if these new up and coming guys coming into the league aren't on that same level, we're just not going to talk about him the same way. I remember I finally watched Richesher play. It must have been like a Thursday night TNT game, and he went kind of on a stretch and had like 12 straight points. And he's a lanky kid and kind of looked a little bit awkward, but was making plays, and he should be a good pro for years to come, especially as his body grows out. But I think there's promise from Sayre, but Washington Wizards are still kind of in that situation. I'd say, like, as the Sacramento Kings, like what's the plan? Like, what was the roster building for that? They went old again. They brought in CJ McCollum after being the Washington Wizards have been so bad for the past like 3 seasons. And they might be a little bit better, but are they any kind of competitor that you would even think would win one playoff series? I don't think so. So unfortunately, when those kind of guys find themselves in those type of situations, they start to kind of wilt away. Like they become forgotten because their teams are so bad. And if you're not a fan of that team or they're not put on a national stage, most of the NBA market isn't going to know about them. You know what I mean? But we'll see. I think this draft class has promise to hit a couple of guys that could be game changers for where they find themselves.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say who ended up with Cooper Flag because I almost took him.
I saw him go. I didn't see who took him though.
How early was he?
I can look at the draft results. He was
right here. Andrew took him.
Andrew, that's right. I remember seeing that. Yeah, the Texas guy gets his. Okay, he's a Spurs fan, not a Mavs fan, but I don't know.
We're still gonna. We can lump them together.
Yeah.
Wonder
Texas
what the
guy.
dynamic is there. Like, do they hate each other? Are those like rival teams?
I'd imagine.
Gotta be
Houston
a little
versus
bit, right?
Dallas. Yeah, especially since they're both in the Western Conference, right?
Yeah.
I would say so.
Oh God,
All right.
hate this guy.
This is the question. This is the big question now, guys. How many rounds did we go? 15? Oh, only 13.
13, yeah.
We got about 3 more rounds to go here because Chris is picking right now. Who's taking Bradley Beal? Does Bradley Beal find himself drafted at all?
No way.
No,
Not
you don't
going
think
on
so?
my fucking team. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, I'm not taking him.
I already had one timeout pick. I cannot do it again and end up with Bradley Beal. Like if that happens, chalk it up for me. The season's over.
Oh,
Is it
God.
happening for Chris? Oh, it's happening for Chris.
What am I doing?
Oh,
What am I doing? What am I doing?
Oh no!
Oh no! Oh no! You might as well just leave that an open spot. The draft's gonna end. You might as well cut him. You'll get the same amount of points.
I clicked on Andrew Wiggins.
I truly cannot believe
Right.
that. Oh no! That is heartbreaking.
Right in the middle of talking about him is so funny.
Oh no!
He somehow finds his way back to the valley.
Oh, Chris, I don't. Yeah, did he
He's
leave?
gone.
Yeah,
He's
of
gone.
course he did.
He's gone.
Oh no. I don't know what to do here though, guys. I might be in a pickle as well.
I can't do it, man. Can't do it.
You know what? Sure. I think Jalen Suggs might be a guy this year, getting healthy, coming back. Got a lot of guards though. A lot of guards. Oh, I haven't taken too many in a while. 5, yeah, that's where you want to sit. Chris, I'm sorry. That is a true moment. Right there.
I was like pretty sure I was gonna take Andrew Wiggins, and at the last second I was like, maybe, and then I was like, no, wait, and then I couldn't do it. I fucked around, found out.
Oh,
Wait,
man.
there's a guy named Bub Carrington in the league.
Oh yeah, isn't he with Milwaukee?
Wizards.
Oh,
Bub
Bub.
Carrington.
It's a very
Please.
NASCAR name.
Yeah, right.
Bub Carrington. Is he like a rookie?
He must be.
Let's see here. Oh no, this will be his second year.
Oh, okay. There's a lot of names in the league, and I think it's because I've been playing less 2K than I have in the past, so I don't really see I don't know who Santi Aldama is. I have no idea who Santi Aldama is.
Santi, let me guess. He plays for the Grizzlies.
That's correct. Do you know what position he plays?
Power forward.
Yeah, you were correct.
Yeah, I've heard of him, but
See, Mike knows ball.
To a certain extent, I'm like you too, Chris. Though, like I haven't played 2K since Kyrie Irving was on the cover. So
It's coming up on a decade, my guy.
I am even further behind in regard to knowing every single player like that. But I remember, when I was playing 2K, that was the easiest part because when you play through seasons, and I know like you, Chris, you play every game. I would play every game, so I'm playing against all the teams and get to know who everybody is.
Yeah.
But
Not to mention wheeling and dealing in like
okay, hold on a second.
career mode.
Ian, who the hell did you just pick?
That's the Brooklyn Nets number 8 overall pick, Igor Demon.
Okay.
I picked him for that reason, but also for the reason that he's a 6'7" point guard, and I am trying to prioritize rebounds. So
is he starting?
Yeah, he'll be starting.
Okay.
He gets a lot of comparisons to Josh Giddey, who I also have. So he's like he makes sense in my build, and also I'm a homer.
There you
So
go.
yeah,
I guess the Giddey comparisons depend on what you're comparing him to.
the good stuff.
The good
Diddy?
He's
Diddy
a
Again, I guess that depends on who you're talking to.
Exactly. You got to be careful. Because some people might think of one thing as the good stuff.
Yeah.
Compared to the other, you know?
The next thing you know, you got some weird people in your DMs, Ian. You're just watching out.
Yeah, there's a list full of those people that like the good stuff.
Hey, you said it, not me, man.
Oh man.
Man, I don't know. If you guys need a center, I do not hate Onyeka Okongwu.
I don't need a center. I have
Do
3 of
not
them.
hate. Trivia question: what current NBA players did Onyeka Okongwu play with in high school?
You go to what the fuck is it called? Do you go where Ben Simmons went?
I don't believe so. No, I don't think so.
What current NBA players did he play with in high school?
Mm-hmm.
Did he go to that place with the Thompson twins went to?
No. I guess I should make sure that this is the guy I'm thinking of, right? Yeah, this is
from LA.
100% him.
Some of the Ball brothers, Lonzo and LaMelo.
That's it.
Hell yeah.
Oh, Chino Hills.
Yep, he played with them over at Chino Hills.
Interesting. So now here's some interesting lore, I guess. Andrew, who's in our league, who we should probably try and get him on sometime. And maybe to ask, if not for nothing else, but to ask him about this story. I could be mistaken because it's been so many years, but I believe, and Ian, he might have told you as well, his friend growing up, one of his good friends growing up or in college, their father was part of the Oak Hill Academy program. I want to say the head coach at Oak Hill Academy, where LeBron James played high school basketball, and that Andrew went to the famous game between Oak Hill and whatever school Carmelo Anthony went to.
That sounds familiar. I remember that. Yeah. Something in Baltimore, right? That's where Carmelo's from.
I thought Melo went to Oak Hill.
Melo went to Oak Hill.
Oh, Melo went to Oak Hill. So other way around. And then, because LeBron went to St. Mary's or something like that, right?
St.
Vincent.
St. Mary's. St. Vincent, St. Mary's, some shit.
St. Vincent, St. Mary's, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what it was. Yeah, Oak Hill is where Carmelo went. That's right. Dude, a lot of players have gone to Oak Hill. I think Rajon Rondo went to Oak Hill.
Amari went to Oak Hill.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
For like a season, though, right?
Because I thought he went to Florida.
Yeah, it was like a senior year or whatever.
Well, no, his senior high school team, I think, was, what was it, Cypress something?
Was it Cypress?
Florida?
Yeah.
I got a trivia question
Josh
for
Smith.
you guys.
Josh Smith went to Oak Hill.
Yes, he did. What is it, Ian? Shoot us with it.
Who is the all-time leading scorer for Oak Hill?
D'Angelo Russell.
Probably
No,
someone.
but I
No,
think
he went to Montverde. I'm pretty sure. That's where Ben Simmons went.
That's where Ben Simmons. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Andrew Wiggins.
Steve Blake.
Steve Blake.
And Ben Simmons.
Dang, I don't know.
I wish it was Steve Blake. That would be epic.
Yeah.
Dude, I used to meet Steve Blake. I'd run into him all the time at the Dick's in Portland. He lived in Lake Oswego. He would go into the Dick's in Portland all the time. Have to do like a double take. Oh shit, you're Steve Blake.
I used to ball out with Steve Blake in 2K.
It's actually JJ Barea.
JJ Barea, really?
I'm kidding.
wow.
It's not JJ
Oh,
Barea.
oh,
It's
okay, no shot. No shot.
it's Cam Thomas.
Oh,
Like,
what?
Brooklyn
Oh,
Nets,
yeah.
Cam
I mean,
Thomas?
that does not surprise me.
He does score a lot.
That does not surprise me one bit. All right.
Dude, the
well,
list
I
of
think
the list of NBA players that have gone there is actually bonkers.
I think that like basketball is like what that's like kind of
Okay, got
their
Nas.
reason.
Yeah, it's gotta
That's
be
where
all they do. Yeah,
That's where their bread is buttered. Yeah.
it's a boarding school, so they live there while they're
Quentin Grimes, no. Jalen Wells, no.
100% boarding. Crazy.
Bobby Portis is expected to get that many points. Dang. Oh no, I'm in a pickle here. Tari Eastman, sure. There you go.
I had it.
Oak Hill's
I thought
put
about
out
it.
40 guys.
That's fucking
That's
crazy.
crazy.
That is
40
crazy.
NBA players and 200 Division One.
200 to D1. That's crazy.
Yeah, 200 D1 players is nuts, bro.
Dude, that's
Carmelo and Kevin Durant are the most notable.
the bench players at Oak Hill are your high school's best player.
Oh, not even. They're 10 times better than our high
Yeah.
school's best player. Maybe your guys' high school, but my high school didn't care about basketball.
Well, I was gonna say actually probably not our high school because our high school does have some NBA players as well. But
Yeah, your high school was the football factory, Nico.
Yeah, we were a bunch of crayon eaters over at Hamilton, man. Put
right,
them on
I'm
and run
taking-
head into each other.
I'm hoping for a career revival with this one, and this is gonna be a crazy pick.
Don't you do this, Chris.
Let's see it.
You
D'Angelo.
fucking asshole. God damn it.
I was gonna say I was really hoping that who was it? I was hoping that RJ Barrett was gonna drop, but
I think it's a good pick, Chris.
well, he's
we'll
gonna
see.
start. He's gonna be starting to
Yeah.
start the season. So
Yeah, he's got an opportunity to like really get some momentum early. He's coming off maybe statistically his worst year, but
Yeah. Hey, could be with Flag and Elise Davis being healthy to start.
facts.
I think
nobody wants Kyle Kuzma, guys.
I don't know. People thought they were crazy for getting rid of Luka, but I think they might actually come out on top.
People also ask, is Zach Edey Chinese or Japanese? It's the thing that just popped up on Google for me.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Isn't he Korean?
I have no idea. Oh yeah, he actually is Chinese.
Oh, he is Chinese. Okay.
But people trying to guess it is hilarious. I was just trying to figure out why he's injured.
Dude, everybody's a game time decision, it feels like.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris already said that.
We're
Yeah.
talking about that. Yeah, it's crazy. You just scroll down, and it's like injured, game time, injured, game time. And is the NBA the softest league in professional sports?
Just
Yeah.
might be.
I think
I
it
think
is.
so.
Didn't used to
Yeah.
be.
It wasn't.
bad.
always-
Just might be.
Who's drafting Scottie Pippen Jr., guys?
Dude, he's good, man. I'm telling you. He's pretty good. He's way better than I thought he was going to be.
That's fair. That is fair. I thought he was G League for career.
And
People were comparing him to Bronny.
he's still in Memphis, right?
Yeah. Where the fuck did he just go? Yeah, Memphis.
Is Jaw hurt to start the season?
Oh, this is my last pick.
Dude, that's a great question.
This is my last pick here. Fred VanVleet's not playing at all this season, is he?
I don't think so.
No,
I
he's
don't
out for
think
the
so.
year.
Halliburton probably won't play at all.
If he does, it's at the very, very end.
I've been eyeing this pick for a while now. I'm just going to pull the trigger. Spicy.
There you
P.
go. There you go.
Morant is
And Guys, I'm going to make a pick here that is the long play with
Okay.
expectations of being in the playoffs.
Okay. Stash incoming is Tally.
Stash and Tatum.
Stashing
Oh,
Tatum.
fuck. Isn't it? It's so crazy that you get Jason Tatum with the last pick or last round. Like, what world are we living? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like Jason Tatum, but that's wild, bro.
A lot of guys on the shelf. A lot of guys.
I drafted Donovan Klington before I drafted fucking goddamn Jason Tatum. What world do we live in?
Oh, man. Yeah. I mean, nobody wants Grady Dick.
I
See,
thought
watch.
about it.
Dylan Brooks is going to be one of those guys. He's not drafted. He'll be picked up within the first week. He'll be picked up within the first.
Oh
week.
yeah, the with especially with basketball, like we just don't know, especially
Yeah.
with like how much movement there's been and like how many injuries, like who's going to step up.
I mean, with Jaime Jaquez, good young player.
Like Stephon Castle is not drafted right now.
No shot, really.
You're telling me
just
nobody
saw
wants
that,
the rookie
yeah.
of the year?
They have him ranked so low for some reason.
Well, I think it's because of De'Aaron Fox probably and Wemby. There's a lot of love to go around, but Stephon Castle's going to get hit.
Isn't Fox injured?
Yeah,
He's going to miss the start of the season, but not as much time as I think we think.
yeah.
Gotcha.
I might go out and get Stephon Castle after.
And he's gone.
Yeah, he just got taken.
Oh, there you go.
He's gone.
Is Andrew
got
listening?
Andrew-
Is Andrew listening?
Andrew's been watching the whole time. I guarantee it.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Andrew, if you are watching, hit me up.
Well,
We're
that's
gonna
his
have you on
team,
Pascal.
right? San
Yeah,
Antonio, we
old-timers.
said.
And San Antonio is his team. Yeah.
That's his team. So,
Well,
let's see.
I feel better than that. He didn't go undrafted.
Oh, you guys are scaring me now.
I don't want Kyle Kuzma.
Keys.
Oh no. Okay, when the hell is De'Aaron Fox coming back? Oh no. He's down with a hamstring.
Is there a
What is
timeline for him?
ESPN saying? Where are you? Where are you? Fox opted to undergo season-ending surgery to repair tendon damage in his left pinky. Recovered just fine from that, and then, of course, he had a hamstring during summer workouts. He probably won't miss too much time. Oh yeah, okay. There's some other guys where I'm like, oh, okay. I know he was not picked, and I'm not telling you guys. Because I'm going to pick them up once I put these guys on IR. Sorry.
Okay. Not if I get him first.
Ian, the last pick is always the toughest, isn't it?
It really is. Stop beeping at me. You're stressing me out. Oh, fuck. Who did I get?
Jovic, not bad. Honestly,
I'm okay
not
with
bad.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Not terrible. Not terrible. Guys, are you glad the Suns didn't get Jonathan Kuminga? Because I'm glad the Suns didn't get Jonathan Kuminga.
I think I'm glad for you.
I would say yes, because you're gonna have to give them a decent extension.
Mhm.
Now, from what we've been hearing, still is like they're still trying, like they're trying behind the scenes, but like you're gonna have to give up some guys and then sign them long term. Like he hasn't shown. Has he even shown like that he's worth $120 million
Not for my money.
for next 4 seasons?
No.
Because I know he's young. What, he's like maybe 23?
Mm-hmm. He's pretty young.
But for how old and broken that Golden State Warriors team was for a little bit, and him not being able to capitalize with consistent minutes there, to the point where they had to go out and make a trade for Jimmy Butler for them to feel confident about going into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Those are those guys that always, you have a pause for concern in regard to them. And having to give up the rest of your draft capital that we already know we don't own control of any of our draft picks until 2032. Like I cannot do that anymore.
Yeah.
Cannot do that anymore. Now, if you make a trade, say like we were talking about, you make a trade, you send out Nick Richards and get 3 second-round picks, and then you want to flip that into something else. If it's a contributor, okay, why not? But right now, with where they sit, the Suns, in regard to their draft status and the pieces that they have and all that stuff, like I don't know if I'm willing to sink that capital into an unproven commodity like Kuminga right now.
Yeah, that's valid. Mike, the draft just wrapped up here. Could you here? I'll pull it up then, I guess, real quick. I wanted to just take a look at one thing here before we get out of town. Oh, you pulled it back up? Nice.
Yeah. What do you need me?
Yeah, go to the standings tab.
Okay.
And here it has the projected stats based off projected total points. So you, my friend, are projected to have an 8th
down
rank
at the bottom. Dang.
Now it's total points. So obviously it's where there's head to head. So this isn't necessarily a fair representation of like how fantasy football does the draft recap. I don't think we get that in basketball, but I do think it's interesting. The guy who was a bit reluctant to even join the leagues, Mr. VSP Tallman, has drafted a squad that's projected to have the most total points in the league. So should be interesting. I mean, take what you will from that information, but yeah, gentlemen, this was a good draft. I'm excited.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, I guess you want to go around the horn one last time and everybody share their thoughts, how they think they're going to do this year.
Yeah, Ian, let's start with you, man.
Yeah,
how are you feeling?
Kick us off.
According to the projected stats, I'm going to do real bad, but I was trying to draft for like defensive stats, like rebounds, blocks, steals, stuff like that. And if I can just dominate a few stats and kind of punt the others, it's kind of my strategy there. So we'll see how it goes. I think I'm going to do better than this stupid Excel sheet says. I don't know. How about you, Nico? How'd you do?
I mean, according to the sheet, I'm going to be dead last. I'm the worst team in the league by a long shot. I think it probably has something to do with drafting old Donnie Klinke as my starting center. But I think that I got a bunch of unprovens. I have some provens. I have some old crusty vets. I just I need guys to step up and in the words of the immortal and ever sane in the head Bill Belichick, do your job. I need these people to do their job. That's all we need at Cushion OJ Mayo. And just do your job. It's the Cushion OJ Mayo way.
Yes, the Cushion OJ Mayo way. Shout out. Love that name, Nico. Absolutely love that name. So I will say this, Chris. Yes, I'm projected to finish 8th by points. Keep in mind, they're factoring in Jason Tatum to only have a projected 232 points for the season. Okay. The guy I was going to draft, Zachariah Richard, projected to have 1,908 points. So if you take Jason Tatum off my team and you put him on, you're looking at about 29,500 points. So I would be in first place for projected points. So not really worried. We're going to make some adjustments. Projections are projections. Basketball is the one league where I am never worried about how I will perform in fantasy. So very, very excited for the season to kick off. Very excited for our NBA preview stream on Past the Outlet next Tuesday. So make sure you guys tune in. Phoenix Suns basketball is right around the corner. Ian, Neeks, Chris, always appreciate you guys. This was fun, and may the best man win.
Yes, sir. Well, Michael, that is very interesting. I do agree, though. I don't put much stock into those rankings as there's just so many variables, too many variables, too many injuries bound to happen. But yeah, I'm very excited for Past the Outlet next week. Excited for this Hoop Dreams Fantasy Basketball League. We are so back and we are better than ever. We're going to have to check in on this league maybe have some of the members of the league on as guests, and we'll chat about it, chat about basketball, and get back to it. But as always, thank you guys for tuning in. If you're still here at this point in the stream, you're a real one. Thank you for tuning in. If you're listening back on the replay, thank you guys. Anybody who's watching, please like and subscribe. We're begging you right here on YouTube at Valley Sports Plug. And you can follow us at AZ_VSP on Instagram, X, TikTok, and so much more. All of our links are in the description below. For Ian, VSP Neeks, Mr. Benjamin, I'm Chris Patrick. And guys, we'll see you next time. Peace.